My South American adventure bike, my cheap Chinese Moto in Paraguay, is the Kenton GL 150. Check out my review. I rode that bike the 350 kilometers from Asuncion to Encarnación, all in an afternoon. Saw a beautiful oasis in the midst of an arid land, watched the sun set, and arrived in Encarnación after darkness to stay at the De La Costa Hotel. I had to return from Encarnación the next day, and I had so many adventures that it split into 4 parts. Well, I rode up Route 8, take a different way home rather than the Route 1 I came down on. Started the next day on the veranda with some really good traditional Paraguayan food. Headed up to the roof, got some good views of Encarnación and Posadas. And then the road ended and the dirt road began. Part 2 begins with a lot of dirt road, continues with a broken down truck or two, rolls across a series of sweet wooden bridges, and ends with a broken motorcycle. Part 3, gotta go back to the nearest town about 4 kilometers before to get that motorcycle welded. Once that's done, because it took a surprisingly short amount of time, hit a whole lot more dirt, then hit some asphalt, but the asphalt ended, then hit the asphalt again, and rolled on to Villarrica. And in the final chapter, a traffic stop, police bribery, a great cup of coffee, another sunset, and reunited with the family. So I got used to just rolling past all the police checkpoints because, well, I'm wearing this bright yellow vest, got my headlights on, got a helmet. Everybody thinks I'm police or something, but they don't need probable cause to pull you over. So guy waved me off to the side, I pulled over, he walked up to me and said, "Documento por favor." So I started reaching up into, well, I keep my documents in here just so they don't get stolen. And he said, "Dena, corre por acá." And he wandered off behind a set of trees. He just walked over there behind some trees, and I was like, weird? Okay, I guess I'll follow him. So, stepped off the bike, took off my gloves, left the helmet on, and pulled my documents out, and walked over behind the tree to talk to him. But when I'm in Paraguay, I put my small bills in my right front pocket, my keys and coins in my left front pocket, the big bills in my rear pocket, maybe somewhere else. And then documents, if I have to have them, they're tucked underneath here in a really skinny fanny pack that I have, or if it's the passport and everything else, a larger fanny pack with the larger shirt. Because I never know what's going to happen, right? So you got to be prepared. So I hand him my passport, and he can't find the 2016 stamp. Well, I found the 2010 stamp and the 2008 stamp, but not the 2016 stamp. So eventually he finds it, then asks me for my driver's license. So I hand him my USA, Pennsylvania driver's license, and then hand him my international driver's license to go along with it. He's never seen anything like that before. Tells me that I'm supposed to get that thing stamped by immigration when I come into the country. No hace falta, I told him. And then he continued, wanted the registration for the motorcycle. And once the registration was all in order, he then wanted other papers for the motorcycle. And then he asked me for the official notarized authorization for allowing me to drive somebody else's motorcycle. Anyway, he found out that everything was in order, and he finally said, "No tenés algo para mi combustible? No me pagan por eso." Seriously? You want some money for gas because they don't pay you for it? Well, that's pretty hysterical. I've always wanted to participate in the culture of bribery that is much of the rest of the world, and I was smiling deep inside. I just said, "Well, ¿cuánto querés? How much you want?" And no, depende de vos. And so I just pulled out the small bills out of my right front pocket and said, ¿Qué te parece 10,000? How about 10,000 guaraníes? And he's like, "Oh, yeah." So I paid him 10,000 guaraníes for no reason, walked away, got back on my motorcycle, super happy. That's $1.85. $1.85 made his day, made my day too. After that 100 kilometers on and off road, now Heading back toward the mountains, La Cordillera. And it looks real pretty. I think I like the off-road stuff better than I do this road stuff, because this is just running hard and helmet's pushed against my forehead and not so much fun. Now this is the third or fourth overturned truck I've seen in the past few weeks. Everybody seems alright. So this is Sapucay, and I don't know what it is about this motorcycle, but all of a sudden that thing started going consistently 100 kilometers per hour. Pretty sweet! So I'm riding along. It's actually pretty comfortable, a little tiny bit more squirrely because it's totally stable at 85. It's nice to be able to go fast, real fast on the highway. It seems that this motor, when it does break in, does some different things. Pretty common house in the foreground and a beautiful view in the background. After Escobar on the highway to Paraguay, the road parallels this series of ridges, and it's really beautiful. I hadn't been out here before, and I wish I had. Run the mountains. Knowing that I was rolling home on the last adventure for this year in Paraguay, stopped a whole bunch of times and took a lot of good pictures of those hills. It's beautiful. And I stopped again at the Fruteria Paraguay for a beautiful cup of café con leche and headed toward the sunset. It seems to get dark real fast. Half an hour after riding past the sunset, I arrived. Yeah, I'm back. It was amazing. I absolutely love the trip. 800 kilometers, about 500 miles since 11 yesterday. Got back after 6 tonight, and the motorcycles are back together again. So here it is, just a little bit of welding right there. And other than that, it's a little bit dirty, but it's running at over 100 kilometers per hour now. And the pair is back together. Here's the other motorcycle from the last time. Well, they're all back together now. Fabulous trip. See that cake? I couldn't let the broken dirt road or the broken motorcycle stop me. I had to get home for the despedida. ¡Más! Empanadas and chorizo, una torta, brownies. It was a good meal. My wife on the left got together with a good friend of hers. I got together with my wife and our 3 kids. I mean, look at the love. Thanks to my wife who told me to go. Thanks to my mother-in-law and father-in-law who helped take care of the kids. Thanks to my father-in-law who officially owns a motorcycle. And thanks to Paraguay for giving me this adventure. Viva